Pertamina needs fresh fund of 92 billion US dollar. Merdeka Copper Gold posted net loss of 4.98 million US dollar in first quarter of 2021. Good afternoon, viewers. Market Headlines is ready to provide you a number of information from business and economic capital market sectors. With me, Wicky Adrian. This is Market Headlines. National Energy Company Pertamina said that up to 2024, the company needs fresh fund of 92 billion US dollar. With that huge funds, the National Energy Company will carry out various corporate investment actions. For example, the need for capital expenditure for the upstream sector of 64 billion US dollar, especially for mergers and acquisitions of Pertamina requires funds of 45 billion US dollar. President Director of Pertamina, Nika Widiawati, revealed the source of funding needed by Pertamina until 2024 will come from internal and external. External funding will be from bond or loan.
Kami menyadari dalam melakukan pengembangan bisnis ke depan ini memerlukan dana yang tidak kecil. Jadi kalau dilihat tahun 2020 sampai 2024 investasi Pertamina yang direncanakan adalah 92 miliar US dollar total value-nya. Di mana kita rencanakan minimal 40 miliar US dollar ini harus dari external sources, baik kemitraan, loan ataupun bond.
In the 2022 draft state budget, the government targets Indonesia's economic growth to be in the range of 5.2 to 5.8%.
The government is targeting economic growth in the 2022 state budget draft of 5.2% to 5.8%. This figure is higher than this year's projection of 5%. The Minister of Finance Sri Mulyani Indrawati explained that the target had taken into account the conditions of the COVID-19 pandemic that were still there but under control. These assumptions are prepared based on the dynamics of uncertainty risk both at the global and domestic levels.
Untuk tahun 2022 kita tadi telah menyampaikan beberapa hal, yaitu meskipun tidak pasti kita akan melakukan beberapa rancangan awal yang kita bahas nanti bersama dengan Komisi 11 dan Badan Anggaran. Untuk indikator-indikator yang dijadikan asumsi awal saat ini tadi telah saya sampaikan pertumbuhan ekonomi di kisaran 5,2 hingga 5,8%. Ini nanti kita harus terus kalibrasi karena pembahasan dengan DPR dengan melihat data-data yang terkini.
Not only economic growth, other macro assumptions conveyed by the Minister of Finance were inflation at the level of 2% to 4%, the interest rate for 10-year government bonds 6.32% to 7.27%, rupiah per US dollar 13,900 to 15,000, ICP 55 to 65 US dollar per barrel. From Jakarta, Raharjo Patmo for IDX Channel.
Minister of Investment and Head of BKPM Bahlil Hadalia hopes that the construction of the Nestle factory in Batang Central Java will open new jobs and optimize the development of the dairy farming business.
The Minister of Investment and Head of the Investment Coordinating Board, Bahlil Lahadalia, said that the construction of the Nestle factory in Batang Central Java would make Central Java province one of the provinces that investors are interested in. This new factory will create new job opportunities and open new business opportunities in the development of dairy farming for the community.
Pertama, saya harus memberikan apresiasi kepada PT Nestle di era COVID sekalipun belum selesai, tetapi animo untuk tetap melakukan ekspansi, bahkan membangun pabrik baru terus dilakukan. Tolong kolaborasi dengan pengusaha daerah. Bagian-bagian mana yang mereka bisa masuk, tolong dilibatkan. Apakah di konstruksinya atau di mananya, tolong. Yang penting profesional.
Bahlil assessed that the existence of this factory could create a fairly high turnover of funds because the business system managed by Nestle involved the local community with breeders in the village whose livestock products could then be used as raw materials. IDX Channel team reported.
Proud Made in Indonesia campaign is all over the country, and the campaign on domestic products is projected to encourage national branding of major products made in Indonesia. Through Joglo Semar Festival, Presiden Joko Widodo demands local product to use the momentum.
Took place at Borobudur Temple, Magelang, Central Java, the top event of Proud Made Indonesia national movement, so-called as the Artisan of Java, has been established. The event was inaugurated directly by the President Joko Widodo through a virtual conference. In his remarks, President Joko Widodo hopes that this event can arouse the enthusiasm of small businesses and industries that are heavily impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. And this way, it is hoped that the national economy can recover and small business is improving and maximize its role as a national economy backbone.
Saya ingin menegaskan lagi, UMKM merupakan pilar penting kebangkitan ekonomi kita. Usahanya tersebar di seluruh pelosok tanah air. Jenis usaha dan produknya juga sangat beragam, melibatkan banyak warga sekitar, menciptakan lapangan kerja baru.
On the other hand, President Joko Widodo also demands more small businesses to go digital. Onboarding to e-commerce is expected to boost national economy.
Market headlines will be right back after the break. Stay tuned.
Halo Sobat Milenial, berikut adalah pilihan investasi untuk Sobat Milenial. Yang pertama adalah tabungan di bank. Nah, tabungan di bank ini sifatnya sangat liquid, jadi dapat diambil kapanpun dan dalam bentuk cash. Yang kedua adalah deposito. Investasi dalam deposito dapat diambil ketika jatuh tempo dengan tenor tertentu dan imbal hasilnya 5-6% per tahun. Dan yang ketiga adalah investasi dalam bentuk obligasi. Nah, obligasi ini dibagi dua. Ada obligasi yang diterbitkan oleh pemerintah dan ada obligasi yang diterbitkan oleh perusahaan swasta. Yang keempat, investasi saham. Dengan berinvestasi saham, kita akan mendapatkan dividen atau bagi hasil dari perusahaan. Dan yang kelima adalah investasi reksadana. Reksadana adalah produk investasi yang dikelola oleh manajer investasi. Dalam reksadana dapat menjanjikan imbal hasil 10-20% per tahun. So, kamu pilih investasi yang mana?
Jatuh bangun tuh udah di bisnis tuh udah biasa. Awal-awal mungkin aku juga kaget gitu kan.
Presiden Joko Widodo resmi mencabut aturan terkait investasi industri minuman keras.
Saya putuskan terkait pembukaan investasi baru dalam industri minuman keras.
Kedatangan WNA asal Tiongkok ini menjadi polemik lantaran Indonesia tengah memberlakukan masa larangan mudik lebaran.
Kita minta untuk diberlakukan pengetatan.
Ya, pemerintah memutuskan untuk membuka tempat wisata di tengah larangan mudik.
Welcome back. The enthusiasm of people using electronic money is rising, and not only for shopping but also for charity. For the record, Tokopedia managed to collect online zakat as well as donations and wakaf from its users totaling 13 billion rupiah last Ramadan.
Tokopedia's external communications senior lead, Eka Chandra Wijaya, revealed interesting findings during the last Ramadan 2021. One of them is about the enthusiasms of people to fulfill needs and share through online. In terms of charity, Tokopedia managed to collect zakat online as well as donations and wakaf totaling 13 billion rupiah. In terms of online shopping, Muslim fashion category wins. Transactions increased nearly 4 times compared to 2021 monthly average. Transactions of halal food products from local small businesses have also increased rapidly. Some even earned nearly 6 times the transactions compared to the last year's Ramadan. In terms of sharing, parcel transactions went up 3 times higher during Tokopedia's Parcel Ramadan campaign compared to the month before the campaign. From all sources, IDX Channel.
Yeah, modern technologies change everything, and money is not an exception. Electronic money or e-money transactions in Indonesia's retail market skyrocketed, with non-bank fintech dominating the scene as the country works its way toward a cashless society. Indonesians are quickly adopting this new way to pay and make e-money transaction value go up as time goes by. And let's see the growth in the next graphic. This is in terms of 1 year transaction value of e-money's trend from April 2020 to April 2021. The number keeps on increasing even though the trend was quite fluctuative. In April 2020, it was on the level of 17.6 trillion rupiah, and in April 2021, the number grew to 22.8 trillion rupiah. April 2021 marked the best achievement so far. It went up 3.2% over the same month last year. Also, this value is the highest in the past year. In April, there was Ramadan and Eid al-Fitr. Electronic transactions through digital wallets have increased from the beginning of Ramadan to Eid in the midst of the ban on going home and social restrictions imposed by the government. People also carry out shopping activities, even online donating. The survey from Jackpot shows that more people donate through online, and let's see the data from the next graphic. Donating method options during Ramadan: offline as much as 37%, meantime for online as much as 63%. Definitely online method were being favorited by the people in doing or donating their donation to the people. And only 37% of respondents who decided to donate outside the network, and this choice was taken because there are people not used to it and hampered by administrative costs and were limited by the choice of banks for money transfer. Seems like cash is losing its positions as the predominant payment method, being replaced by e-money, which is gaining increasing popularity among people. And moreover, when it comes to shopping activities, e-money allows users to make cashless transactions over the internet through smartphones. Jackpot also made a survey about people's preference for shopping during Ramadan. Let's see the survey in the next graphic. This is the list of preferences for shopping payment methods during Ramadan. Electronic money as much as 80%, cash 56%, debit card 26%, and credit card 5%. And electronic money wins in the midst of social restrictions due to the homecoming. People do online shopping activities. Electronic transactions through digital wallets have been rife since the beginning of Ramadan until before Eid al-Fitr. Plus, of course, it is because living in modern time with a variety of business making a lot of practical things popping up and making it easier for everyone. And in the next graphic, I will elaborate other key benefits of electronic money. Some of the benefits that gained by the people when they're using electronic money are bacteria-free, record all transactions, security, consumer convenience, and speed. And let me break it down for you one by one. Speed. Electronic transactions are carried out instantly, eliminating problems such as long queues in stores and waiting for change. Money transfers between virtual accounts take a few minutes, while a wire transfer may take days. Second, consumer convenience. E-money can be used anytime, anywhere. The next point is the security. With e-money, you are guaranteed your personal information is not shared with anyone, and thanks to the advanced security measures like authentication. And the plus point is that it can record all of transactions. Digital transactions are recorded, and you can keep track of each and every payment and expenses. The last point is the free from virus and bacteria. In the midst of COVID-19 pandemic, e-money transaction is way healthier rather than cash, right? So not only in Ramadan, but in normal days, using electronic monies, daily transactions for transportation, fast food delivery, and shopping has become increasingly popular among Indonesian consumers. So we can sum up that Indonesia works its way toward a cashless society. Stay tuned on Market Headlines because we'll be right back after the break.
Presiden Joko Widodo memiliki optimisme yang tinggi terkait dengan proses vaksinasi nasional yang sedang dilakukan saat ini. Bagaimana tanggapan dari pengusaha dengan angka ini?
Tentu membuat kita harus lebih berhati-hati.
Langkah apa yang tepat dilakukan untuk bisa meningkatkan pemahaman masyarakat?
Komunikasi publik adalah kunci. Jadi kita harus bisa menunjukkan kepada masyarakat bahwa vaksinasi itu penting.
Indeks harga saham gabungan bergerak fluktuatif.
Nilai tukar rupiah terhadap dolar Amerika Serikat sedikit mengalami apresiasi.
Bagaimana dengan target pertumbuhan ekonomi Indonesia di kuartal 1 tahun ini?
Sehingga pada kuartal 1 tahun 2021 diperkirakan ekonomi akan mengalami kontraksi, akan mengalami penurunan.
Faktor-faktor utama dalam penolakan dari Uni Eropa terkait produk sawit Indonesia.
Indonesia disebut belum mampu menerapkan standar lingkungan yang cukup dan juga standar keberlanjutan yang cukup.
And we're on the last segment at the Jakarta Composite Index Intraday movement. Earlier today, JCI was open at the level of 5,815.35. And then approaching the closing time of the session, the index was on the level of 5,774.18. Then the index was showing strengthening trend by the second session closing time. Index was closed at the level of 5,773.12. In short, JCI went down 0.42%. And next, we're going to see the sectoral movement leading the dynamics of today's trading. We got technology as the leader of the strengthening trend that went up 0.6%. Finance went up 0.26%. And we got property as the leader of the weakening trend that went down 1.61%. And industry went down 1.31%. And moving on to top gainers and top losers, here are the key highlights from today's trading session. BBRI went up 0.26%. to the level of 3,890 rupiah per share. BMRI went up 3.1% to the level of 5,826 rupiah per share. MLPL went up 12.15% to the level of 406 rupiah per share. And BABP went up 24.44% to the level of 112 rupiah per share. Meantime, the top losers For today's trading, we got BVCA went down 0.31% to the level of 31,800 rupiah per share. Antam went down 3.7% or 3.72% to the level of 2,330 rupiah per share. Telkom went down 1.21% to the level of 3,270 rupiah per share, and Astra International went down 2.42% to the level of 5,050 rupiah per share. And next, we're going to see the intraday movement of rupiah towards US dollar. Open at the level of 14,363. Rupiah was also showing weakening trend towards US dollar, was closed at the level of 14,422. In summary, rupiah went down 0.41%. During the first quarter of 2021, mineral mining issuer Merdeka Copper Gold recorded a decline in revenue, which resulted in a net loss of $4.98 million.
Mineral mining issuer Merdeka Copper Gold recorded a decline in performance in the first quarter of 2021. Based on the financial report, the company recorded revenues of $46.54 million, or $674.49 billion in the first quarter. The acquisition was down 55.15% from $103.78 million in the first quarter of 2020. The Tujuh Bukit project's revenue was a major stressor of MDK's overall performance because it was corrected by 67.45%. Based on geographic segment, export sales experienced a significant decline, especially to Hong Kong, which only amounted to $26.62 million. Meanwhile, domestic sales managed to increase to $6.5 million in the first quarter of 2021. Accordingly, the company recorded a loss amounting to $4.98 million. The acquisition is inversely proportional to the net profit that the company managed to get in the first quarter of 2020, amounting to $14.97 million. IDX Channel team reported.
As the economy improves, Bank Mandiri predicts that national banking credit growth this year will reach 5% year-on-year.
Bank Mandiri predicts that national banking credit growth this year will reach 5% year-on-year. Director of Treasury and International Banking of Bank Mandiri, Panji Irawan, explained the level of public confidence began to recover in March and April 2021. This was influenced by several factors such as the decline in the number of daily COVID-19 cases and the development of the vaccination process. In addition, Panji added that monetary policy is still accommodative in supporting the acceleration of national economic recovery. Bank Indonesia has also lowered the BI 7-day reverse repo rate to an all-time low of 3.5% to trigger economic recovery. Seeing the increasingly optimistic growth, Panji assessed that banking intermediation will improve this year, in line with the national economic recovery. Previously, Bank Mandiri's performance in the first quarter of 2021 continued to improve with maintained quality. On a consolidated basis, Bank Mandiri's total assets experienced very high growth, reaching 20% year-on-year with maintained quality. Bank Mandiri loans in the ending balance grew by 9.1% year-on-year, while on average, credit grew 8.1% year-on-year. IDX Channel team reported.
Supported by property incentives that have become positive catalysts, the performance of Ciputra Development has grown significantly during the first quarter of 2021.
Supported by property incentives that have become positive catalysts, the performance of Ciputra Development has grown significantly during the first quarter of 2021. The company is optimistic that performance growth can be maintained until the end of this year. In the first 3 months of this year, the company obtained a net profit of 243.37 billion rupiah, an increase of 37.1% year-on-year. The increase in net profit cannot be separated from the achievement of company's revenue, which in the first quarter of 2021 grew 23.3% to 1.85 trillion rupiah. According to the independent director of Ciputra, Tulu Santoso, one of the main factors that boosted performance was the increase in sales of landed houses, pumping up pre-sales revenue. where Ciputra achieved marketing sales of 1.9 trillion during the first quarter of 2021, or shot up 67% year-on-year. This achievement is also equivalent to 32.36% of company's marketing sales target for 2021, which is 5.87 trillion rupiah. IDX Channel team reported.
Matahari Putra Prima or MPPA share price shot up 22.81% in the last 1 week. The acquisition of MPPA shares by 3 new investors is considered to be a positive catalyst for the strengthening of the shares.
Matahari Putra Prima or MPPA share price shot up 22.81% in the last 1 week. Kiwum Securitas analyst Soekarno Alatas admitted that the announcement of the acquisition of MPPA shares by 3 new investors was a positive sentiment. As is known, Pradipa Bangsa, a subsidiary of Gojek, purchased 4.76% shares of MPPA for Multipolar. In the disclosure of information, Multipolar explained that it sold 11.9% of MPPA shares to 3 companies. Apart from Pradipa Bangsa, MPPA shares was also bought by Penbridge Investment, which is domiciled in Cayman Island, with a management composition, namely Hanner Investment as director. Redmore Capital is domiciled in Cayman Island with a management composition, namely Muscat Assets Limited as director. IDX Channel team reported.
And step aside from market condition as coronavirus pandemic takes a big role in economic growth in Indonesia. And the news close our market lines today. Please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, your trustworthy business and economic capital and market channel. And don't forget to always wear face masks in public and keeping safe physical distances and washing hands to break the chain of COVID-19 infections. And I'm Wicky Adrian. Have a nice evening and stay safe.
Jadi manusia yang sukses, hendaklah mulai dari diri kita sendiri dan menjadi manusia jitu.